Hello there everyone, this is Mark III and welcome back to Dyson Sphere program, the second launch. Where we start with a nice view of my home world over there, just like quite happily bombarding the sun, you know, as it does. And various logistics vessels flitting just back and forth here and there. Oh, there goes this one carrying stone apparently. I never did set the outputs from this world to actually warp this kind of distance. Yeah, there we go. Welcome back to Dyson Sphere program. And we're going to start off by quoting Mean's comment here, little Mean. The factory must grow. You could rename the Forge world Kuat if you add a ring to it. Sadly, the game doesn't include orbital structures like, you know, a massive ring. So that's a pipe dream at the moment. But you can do something kind of approaching it if you string lots and lots of orbital platforms, like interstellar trade platforms together. Because the first part of that comment, the factory must grow. You can see I've kind of got what might be an orbital ring starting. Yeah, I nailed down the building assembly blueprint I wanted to use after the end of last episode, and as you can see I have been kind of busy putting it here, there and everywhere, and it's like, there are a lot of different buildings in this game and I've not actually got all of them in production here yet. I'm still missing a fair bunch of them, but yeah. There's a lot of stuff. This is also a good way to test it and know what's actually being manufactured locally and what's not, so it's a good way to check my component lines. Moving on. Excuse me, just had to clear my throat there. This particular arrangement here is a special note. I'll pave over these resource deposits in due time. Special notes here because these guys actually require 5 inputs. So there's only a couple of buildings that require 5 inputs to build. And then in the middle I've just put the EM accelerators, which throw satellites up into orbit, because, you know, it requires 4, but more importantly it requires supermagnetic rings, which these guys need as well. It's just that I've left those off their request list, so I'm feeding them from this central structure here, or will be as soon as I get that. But there are other things to get on with, so I need to go. Oh yeah, as you can see, the lines have expanded a little bit. I've actually got graphene production going on here, or graphite. So, long time coming, finally got that, which has kickstarted some more production around the place. I've got silicon processing going on over here a little bit. It's just like, you know, more and more stuff fitting in. But here's where I want to go, which is not very far actually. Crash face first into the side of the pillar. I'm sure it'll be fine. Oh yeah, there's processor chips being manufactured there. But yeah, I've also done something which has been missing from our arrangements so far, which is the assembler line arrangements for 3 input and 4 input production. And I've got both these saved ready as blank blueprints, so I can put these down as often as I like. Now, this is actually a very special set of assembly lines, purely because there aren't that many recipes that actually require them. So that's why it took so long for me to actually do this. Though of course, special mention goes out here to that little bugger over there, the electric motor, which is a very early recipe, but it requires 3. So that crops up to trip you up very early in the game, and then it goes back down to needing 2 from nearly everything else. But yeah. That's that. So that's what this is all for. One last thing I want to share on this little bit though is to do with this core energy warning. Did you know there's an achievement for auto-saving? No, there's not an achievement for auto-saving. I wanted my inventory list. For charging yourself with 12 wireless power towers at once. There is. And it's actually pretty effective as long as your power grid can sustain it. My power grid is okay, so it's actually a really simple arrangement once you get down to it. It's just like, get yourself a square, and then attach a couple here. You can just, oops, I didn't misalign it with it. Because the alignment is actually kind of key in this because of the limited range each of these has got. But if I do this, and say if I wanted to, you could just save this as a blueprint, just slap it down if you have some of these towers with you, whenever you're low on power. Just stand in the middle, and watch your mech get electrocuted. But yeah, look how fast my power is jumping. This arrangement charges you up really quickly, actually. I mean, I'm pretty high on in terms of energy upgrades, and my battery is just shooting up into the sky. Though I did actually get fuel, so I can refuel myself as well, so there we go. I do need to do that. There we go. And I just wanted to share that with you. Bye-bye. Okay, right, so if I get motors, then I can get turbines, which is of course a 2 input, as you see there, and then I can get supermagnetic rings, which is also a treble input. But that will also allow most of my other production, because that's one of the things missing from a lot of the structures down on that. I think that's the South Pole. Down in this polar manufacturing array, a lot of these actually require those electromagnets. It's just I'm not making any yet, so it's been a bit of a roadblock. So let's kick this Forge World into overdrive. I forgot something. In honor of that comment, this is now Kurat Minor. Hey, ding! Name a planet. My planet, my rules. Yes, I already paved over basically the whole thing. Not quite everything, because resource patches actually block placement of a foundation tile, unless you're burying the resources. So I think that's probably why I've not got that achievement for fully paving over the entire world. I guess. But anyway, let's get started getting all this stuff together. So, oh yeah, that's another thing as well, by the way. These treble and quad ones can't afford to actually have them requesting locally for proliferation or warpers. So you'll need to hook those in from a nearby source, which conveniently there's one right here for these two. So, you know, c'est la vie, that works. Let's get started. You know what? I've been looking around, browsing through the things, trying to figure out what's what, and apparently the only recipe I've found that actually requires 4 inputs and is a component is actually antimatter fuel rods, oddly enough. At least of the text I've got. So it just requires 4 different things, but yeah, I'm not seeing anything else in the resource category. Is there anything I've not got yet? I mean, there's plenty I've not got. Well, actually, no, there isn't. That's a lie. Nothing there. Nothing there. That's mission complete, quote unquote. No. Apparently, literally the only thing that this production line can give me is 4 antimatter fuel rods, of all things. I don't need anything else for it. How strange. Oh well, it is what it is, isn't it? Let's just get this best laid out. Yeah, well, you do need to know these things, and I don't think I'm quite ready for mass production of antimatter fuel rods. Though I also admit that one of the things down there in the production area, that special set I showed you, which is chained together for 5 inputs, one of those is actually part of colliders, which is going to be needed for antimatter production. So that's good. Also for strange matter and a few other things. So I've not quite got all the layouts I need yet because there are different machines. But oil refining, which is something else I need to do here, will fit into the same width as these forges, these smelter lines. So that shouldn't be too hard at all. I just have to, you know, work it all out, I guess. Anyway, yeah, 20 of these 1 in 4. Sorry, 1 in 5. So that's the last 4 needs to be on the separate output belt, which in this one I've actually stuck above there, just stuck it up by 1 to help reduce the width of the blueprint slightly. So that's something I've done there. Just figured I'd mention that. Just here. Yep, just got this bit out here. And this section will be going backwards. Sometimes it's all about the patience. At first I thought I made myself a bit of a liar. I said it was going to fit into the same width as the smelters. Then I thought it wasn't, and now it does. Kind of. It's a bit slightly iffy there. Gotta remember, because there's, I'm splitting the input lines and clashing together the output lines, so I worked out I need 60 oil refineries per line because of let's double check my math really quick. Okay, so belt 30 per second. Okay, requires 2, 15 per second, times 4, 30, 60 per second. Okay, yes, correct, good, right. Gotta make sure, oh damn it. Right, so that's that. 60, so 30 on that, and then I guess bump up the output belts. What's the main output? The main output is, yeah, the main output is actually the refined oil, which is the product I want out of this one. So I'm not going to bother putting X-ray cracking on this planet because, well, any hydrogen I'm planning to convert to deuterium and then into deuterium fuel rods and then burn it, because this world does need much better power generation, if I'm going to be honest. But that's my plan, quote unquote, for lack of a better word. But then I have to mash those output lines together with stackers over here, so the joys of what we can do, the joys of what we can do. There'll be multiple belts coming in through this way. We can just put a couple of stackers on top of each other there to help that out. But we're going to need a bit more space than this little strip here, unfortunately. Yeah. The joys of complexity in factory games. Ah well. On the bright side though, this splitter was all that I need to actually get the input lines to go where I want them to be, so... That, and over here. For that. There we go. That's a good one. Quite nice and easy. I just need to stack these up properly. It may not look the neatest, but this will do what I want it to do. So, it's rigged up to work in a particular way, mainly because the output of 2 materials needs to go into this side over here, which is going to be the double stacked one. So, I tell that to be, you're the output for that, you're the output for hydrogen. You are the output for that, and you're the output for hydrogen. There we go. Okay, and I'll just do the same thing over here. Thing to remember is that, yes, we do have off-planet sources for hydrogen. That's something that will be pulled on if required, but because a small amount would be requested first, and interstellar ships won't launch without 100% need. That means if there's a supply available by logistics drone on the local planet, it should, as I understand things, be quite willing to just pull from that instead. You know? So that means that any on-planet production of hydrogen will be drawn from before we get to off-planet sources of hydrogen. And then the gas giants and things will just top things up as needed. and that's all that will do. So that means that when we get some diffractionators, I think they are, if I recall correctly. Yeah, not diffractionators, just fractionators running to produce that deuterium. Again, priority will be to keeping the local production lines running before we do anything else. So that's all good. 10%. Yeah, I'll just tell this one, because we want to empty this one as fast as possible, I'll leave this at 10% instead of increasing it to 100. So any small amount of hydrogen required will get a drone trying to deliver it. And let's go ahead and do this. So, one thing we do have to pay attention to is the fact this has actually got a dual output, which is pretty odd for most of the processes involved here that I've actually set up. So I'm going to set the inputs to slot 3 rather than slot 2. So that's all set up properly. Yep. Slot 3 is going to be our import. We're going to import for oil. Already there's ships being dispatched to go and fetch that. And then the outputs will be refined oil and hydrogen. And that should be all she wrote. So, now I just need to populate this darn thing. Oh wait, I've not taken into account the effect of proliferators. 60, that's 100, so knock 20% off it. That would be minus 12. So that would be 48? Yeah, 48 should be enough to populate these belts with the proliferation bonus. Yeah, I think I'll try and do that. 48. Not quite as many as I was expecting, but it does mean this blueprint's going to be slightly smaller and it'll fit a bit easier into what I'm trying to do. Now I just got to lay it out. Well, I always knew this was going to happen at some point. I mean, ta-da-da-da! We've done it! We've actually managed to girdle the planet! There was not enough room left for the 48 actual oil refineries. There's only room for 33, so this belt is going to be slightly underpopulated. But hey, it's still going to do its job. And if need be, I can always try and wrangle some more stuff in, but, you know, this kind of thing's going to happen. But what you're seeing is I'm taking the second half back here. I think I'll ramp it up like there? Yeah, that's what I'm doing there. 2, 3, and then that connects into the upper stacker, and then there's that. You can see we've got an accidental thing going on there, so remove that for the moment. And then we just get the second batch here, just connecting from over here, and that'll be the lower belts for the other half of the output on this particular side. This was always going to be an issue though. We were always going to run into the problem of the world isn't big enough at some point. So, yeah, the question is if this produces enough to do what I want it to do. And it probably will. It'll do a decent amount. It's going to be more than I'm doing on the previous planet, I can tell you that much. Well, more refined oil outputs, less hydrogen output, because the other world had like multiple... Sorry, I had like half of the stuff on the other planet was set to X-ray cracking to get more hydrogen, which I don't need extra hydrogen, like at all. Just that. I really don't. Hydrogen for days, people. Hydrogen for days. There we go. All just purring away. Most excellent. Let's dish this little bit of oil here. Go. Look at it all go. And also, yeah, refined oil is being drawn. I think the main culprit of that is actually the fact I've got production plastic available as well. If you have a look, see. Yeah, just over here, plastic production. We haven't really using plastic for anything yet, but it's there. It's there. It's going to do a thing. Now, I was going to finish up production of other things, but there is something I wanted to do. I've been telling myself I want to do it for the last couple of episodes, but it's just like not happened because I kept getting distracted. So, no more delays. Whoops. I did not mean to lose that. Viewing the Milky Way. Alright. So this is apparently populated by players who reach a certain point in Dyson Sphere progression. I think it is like Dyson Swarm. So I'm in here somewhere. But total number of Dyson Spheres, total power generation by Dyson Spheres, total number of solar sails, 1 million. Unless that's my stats, that seems a bit low for everyone else in general. But yeah, my little star is right over here, apparently. But yeah, I didn't want to look at that. No, don't do that. Right, I wanted to do this because I mentioned a while about unipolar magnets. There's a black hole and a neutron star over there. So I want to actually pay a visit to these guys and set up. Well, just visit them, say that I have. They're so far out there that it'll take my ships quite a long time to get to them. So, you know, it's not really feasible for doing much except for shipping back some rare materials and things. That's probably the only thing that's going to happen. But there's also an achievement for building a Dyson Sphere around a black hole. And I think there's one for a neutron star as well. But I'm not entirely sure about that one. But yeah, I wanted to just head out there and see what it's like out there. You know? I wanted to see what that's like, so I'm going to drop a quick save, just in case. Thank you. And we're going to go exploring. And yes, I do have the materials on me to set up a remote outpost, I think. I should probably check before I launch, actually. Ships, yes. Foundations, yes. Planetary logistics, interplanetaries, ray receivers, batteries, various power sources, bunch of mines and things. Looks, yeah, decent. At the very least, we can set up unipolar magnets production. But yeah, let's go. We've never been this far out, so we're going to go further than I've ever travelled before. And I do actually have. Oh, my power core is actually draining at quite a steady rate here. In 3 minutes. Well, that's not too bad. Oh, it gives me a moment though to get onto the other comment. Yosemite Dan has clarified a bit on the comment I mentioned last time. He's basically never really played Factorio or other games like where buses and mail are used. Closest he's come to is City Skylines, maybe. I think that's just buses, being a bit confused there, because a resource bus is like a big shunt for... Where am I? A resource bus is like a big shunt for resources coming out of one big centralized production point to another centralized point. So it's like a mass conveyor of a given resource. Where the heck am I? I'm in the middle of nowhere, and my power core is draining pretty darn quick. Oh dear. I don't think I'm going to make it. I'm going to have to stop and recharge. Oh dear. This is so far out, I just can't warp it. Oh dear. ETA 99 hours, 59 minutes and 59 seconds. It's so far away I don't have an ETA. Anyway, moving on. Right. Okay, so apparently when he said my proliferation factory was large and then think he had meant it literally at the time. Might still be bigger than what he's working on right now, but you can see a lot of expansions to come. So Dan's basically he's peering into the abyss that is factory games. He's taking a step forward. what he's got is not on the scale of what I's got yet, according to what he's saying, but he can see how it could become that. And as Little Mean said, the factory must grow. But yeah, keep going, Dan. You say your immediate plan is to get work up to hitting a second world and then just go on from there. But that is where this game just picks up and keeps going, because when you start moving to different worlds, it gives you more room to experiment rather than being stuck on one little world, I must admit. But yeah, I'm going to have to take a while to actually get to where I'm going, so we'll see when I get there what it's like exactly. Maybe I should see if I can get some more upgrades to my power core at all. The only things I can do is spend energy on it. Max, I want more power. I want a better energy circuit. 4,000. I should have that much in stock, so let's grab that one really quick. 5 minutes. Then I guess I'll try and get some more logistics carry capacity, because I do want that eventually. If I can. Yeah. Here we go, we're almost there. Before that upgrade just popped, I was able to basically do 20 light years on a single charge. So, that gives you an idea. Great efficiency, thank you. And I just gained up a few other techs just to keep my research busy. But I also, as part of the thing to while away the time, look at that over there, very nice. As part of the thing to while away the time, I was looking at the achievements, and there isn't one to build a Dyson sphere around this world. There isn't one to build a Dyson sphere around a red giant and get above X capacity. So look at this. Oh, there's the unipolar magnet vein just over there. What the heck is it? That looks really, really strange. No wonder it's so rare. There's also fire ice and optical grating crystals here, both of which are interesting, though getting an actual logistics ship out this far is going to be an absolute nightmare. But yeah, the two achievements in question, though, are to orbit these worlds. Look at that. Orbit these worlds. Discovered unipolar magnets. Near a black hole, one of the rarest things in the universe, yeah. If only it wasn't required for the next tier smelters. It makes them, well, something to get if you want to optimize. And that's another achievement. Magpie. Discover 7 kinds of rare veins. Collect at least 10 by hand from each of them. And I got all the other 6 because I already had them. So this was the last one. I'm kind of surprised how bright the black hole is, if I'm going to be honest. But yeah, if I actually do want unipolar magnets in the future, I think I want to do that with this, so I'll just set up an export control over here. I should also check my power requirements, shouldn't I? Like, what kind of power does this world actually use? Let's just pop it there. Because one thing I'm not going to be doing is shipping batteries out this far. No way. So this place is not going to have good power at all. Let's see. Right, power. Power. Orbital periods. Oh wait, here we go. Wind and solar. Still kind of surprised that solar works out here, but apparently, yeah, wind will work. 3, 6, 10. Yeah, let's just put 40 wind turbines out, and that'll give some power. I'll also... I think that we might be outside the maximum distance to enable warp. I don't know what the maximum range is. Transport range infinite, but nothing's inbound, so let's request 5,000 of that. And I'll give it some of them, some of them. And it's also going to request for warpers too, because it does need to keep itself stocked on those. Oh wait, no, it's in remote demand, not... yeah, there we go. That's just to make sure there's enough in stock. That's just to try and keep this thing supplied. It's not going to struggle a bit for power. Well, it doesn't need those. This one needs those. Got to keep that in mind. And a craft is on its way out, though how long it's going to take to get here, I have no clue. No clue at all. Oh dear. Autosave go away, thank you. And I suspect, yeah, I don't have the power supplies to run this stuff. Go 17 veins, that's all fine, but it requires a lot of power to run that. So, I just don't have a good way to fuel this place. Not without setting up a local Dyson sphere. I think. But I so want to actually try and get a shipment of unipolar magnets able to go back. You know? I just don't have the power. Thank you. I just don't have the power, and I'm not sure what to do about that. I might import, like, fuel rods or something. But anyway, while I debate on that one, I will do something else, though, which is I will go off and get those achievements. So, let's fly ourselves into the black hole. Let's save again, just in case this is a game over, which I don't think there is a game over state in this game yet. But, well, it is possible to soft lock yourself a little bit. Like, one of the achievements is orbital junk, which basically means run out of power and have no fuel on board. So you can't refuel, you have no energy, no nothing, and then you're just drifting in space. And then if you're not heading towards somewhere where you can refuel, and you manage to hit that place, that can basically soft lock your game, and you have to roll back the save. I did, because I was aiming for a gas giant and missed. So yeah, that should tell you a bit about that one. But, okay, so this achievement is orbit a black hole. The planet is, unsurprisingly, quite a distance out, actually. A couple of AUs. Actually no, a couple of AUs, that's really close to a black hole. It looks so cool, though. Look at this. It looks cool. I like it. What happens if I just plough straight into it at full speed? I'm basically accelerating through this gravity well at the moment. My sail speed is jumping up unless I try to accelerate, which actually decelerates me. Ooh, this is getting kind of close. Speed's increasing. Oop. I am just circling its event horizon. Can I actually go into it? Hey! Are you proud of me, Stefan? Find and orbit a black hole. Oh! Oh, this... Ooh. I love the visual effects. Look at all this stuff. I think it's telling me that maybe I shouldn't be here. Okay, fine. I'll leave the event horizon then. Oh, I was not expecting that visual effect. Oh, that was nice. Okay, got that. Right. Find and orbit a black hole. Okay. Right. That just leaves this one, the next and last stop for this particular episode, which is the neutron star, which I think will also get me another one as well, but look at how it just bends space-time as I fly so close to it. I want to go in for a closer look. Look at that. Okay, fine, I'll stop looking around. Okay, I'll leave here. Only a couple of light years out to get to this one, next one. User. Oh, very cool. Very well done. Okay, last achievement for this particular run. And this last thing to do this episode is I'm going to visit the neutron star and see what that's like. There is of course another world here which also has unipolar magnets, but as I pointed out way back when, I only have one black hole. Oops. I missed a little bit. I only have one black hole and one neutron star. Bon voyage, travel to the planet system furthest from your original system. Look at that, it's a little ball of anger and energy and all that, isn't it? Look at this thing. And then boy genius, find and orbit a neutron star. That looks very energetic. I like these. Must admit, some of the times when I've done like intros and outros for videos and things, one of the things I considered was actually like a view of a star, like in Mass Effect 2 and the Elusive Man. Just because of that. Let's see, massive solar energy, unsurprisingly. Unipolar, things like that. So, yeah. Rounding out this episode with a bit of deep space exploration. And it's going to take me a while to get back home, so I need to work out what I'm going to do regarding, you know, actually getting energy to these worlds to operate and import-export and mining systems. So, I didn't quite plan that out, did I? Well, I can use the low-tech mines. I can't use the high-tech mines, but I can use the low-tech ones easily enough. But yeah, until next time though. This has been Iron Mark 3. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. And I'll catch you all some other time. Bonk. Yeah. See you all later. Now, how do I exploit these worlds? Did I bring enough to exploit these worlds? I'm not sure. I think I might have to just import solar sails for a Dyson swarm or something. That's, I think, all I can do, really.